Oh, welcome to my place. Have I got a treat for you? You know when you have friends over for lunch or he brings home people for drinks at the end of the day and you're thinking to yourself, oh my goodness, what will I cook? What'll I cook? What'll I cook? I've got it sorted. I'm going to show you how to make a chicken laarb. You can use beef or chicken or pork. I'm going to use chicken. But the first thing that you've got to do before you get into this is you need a quarter of a cup of jasmine rice, and what you need to do is you need to dry pan roast it until it is beautiful and golden brown, and then you need to let that cool down. Right, let's put that to one side and I'll come back and show you what we're going to do with that in due course. Right, here I've got a hot pan. Now I can't actually cook on my stove top and my gas because my back would be towards you, behind you, and that would not be very nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the good old trusty electric fry pan. Now get this as hot as you can, and then you need about that much, that's like a little sherry glass of peanut oil. Be careful of that when you put that in. And I've just lost my heat there. Why has that gone off? Hold on, we'll just get that up to speed there, because this needs to be very, very, very hot, because we're going to fast fry the chicken. Now, what I've done with this is I just got some, it was on special, and that's the best way to buy things like this. I bought it on special and then I just put it through the food processor. Right, we'll just give that oil just a wee swirl around. And a couple of years ago I was in Vietnam and I watched the ladies on the street doing their cooking. They were so clever. Okay, when this goes in, that's exactly the sound that we want. Hear that? Sizzling. That's the sound, because we want this to go as fast as we can. And now it's going to make this terrible mess all over my kitchen bench, but that's okay. Now I might just turn that down ever so slightly. Now that's going to interfere with your sound at home. Oh, and it's spitting at me. So what I'll do is just separate the mince out. I've probably done it just a little bit too finely, but hey, look, that's okay, because the smaller the grounds are, the better it's going to be. And then just, you should have seen the ladies in Cambodia, and that's where this recipe comes from. Like, it was just on the border of Cambodia and Vietnam, and they were so quick as they did this. And the great thing was they did it for us on the street. And in a couple of weeks' time, when we're up to speed, I'm actually going to show you how to cook this on one of their little burners. Okay, make sure with all chicken that it is cooked very well before you consume it, because we don't want any kind of little runny tummies, do we? Because there's something really bad about that at the end of the night. Okay, so get your fork into here and just separate those bits out. And I'm pleased the engineer isn't here watching me with the fork in the pan here, because the Teflon would probably start to come off, but that's okay because I'm being very, very gentle. Okay, once that gets going, you now need to add in a couple of cloves of garlic, which I have roughly chopped. And I've also got a few of the sort of like outer end of the stalk coriander, and the white bits of the coriander. That goes into there. And I really love it when I grow it in the garden, but we'll get to that in due course as well, with planting and growing these things. Put that into there and just pan fry it. Wee tip, when you're doing anything with garlic, always put the garlic in to about this stage, because garlic's got lots of oil in it, and what will happen is that volatile oil will actually start to burn. Right, from there, we also need some brown sugar. I'm using coconut sugar, which is far better for you, and it's my recipe called for a quarter of a cup. Well, I think that's just a little bit too much. I'm just using half of one of my sherry glasses. Put that behind me, give that a good stir. Oh, I wish they would invent some kind of smell of television, because it's just fabulous. Okay, stir that around there, and what happens is that will start to caramelize with the juices that are starting to come out of the meat. Then we need some fish stock, or some fish stock. Be very careful of the fish stock if you've never used it before, or fish oil, because it can be a little bit overwhelming to the senses if you've not had it. Oh, it's smelling delicious. It makes me feel like I'm on the streets in Vietnam or just be by the border by Cambodia. Okay, give that a good stir around. If you wanted to, you could go half sugar and you could go half sherry, but that's entirely over to you. Right, the next thing that needs to go into here is some lime zest and some lime juice goes into there. Around about the same level of everything that you're using. Oh, I wish you could smell this because it is fabulous. Okay, put that into there. I should have done this before we started, but you know, I thought I'd be very clever. If you wanted to, you could use some kaffir limes, put those in as well. But be careful of those because sometimes they can be just a little bit too strong. Right, the next thing to go into there is some mint. Stir the mint in. Oh, and the mint makes it so fresh and delicious. Oh, it is looking gorgeous. Sometimes what I do is if I want to intensify the lime and I haven't got enough, what I'll do is I'll just put those in there, but you be careful because sometimes it can be just a little bit sour. Okay, from there, and this is nearly done, and this is what I really like about this, because when the boys come home when they've been at rugby or they've been at tennis or wherever they've been, I just really love them to sit at the end of the bench, have a wee wine, get the fry pan in, and I get it all sorted out. Right, here I have got some spring onions and I've got some red and some green chilli to taste, because not everybody likes it. So just careful about how much you put in, because you don't want to burn the roof of somebody's mouth, do you? Okay, now let's turn that right down, because guess what? It's nearly ready. So if there's any little thick hard bits, just get in there and just like break those down. Okay, and also with the fish sauce, it's going to be quite salty, so be careful of how much salt you put into there. Okay, that can just sit there and just like simmer away for just a couple of seconds. Put the lid on that, and the next thing we've got to do is to get back to what I was talking about the first thing that we did, which was going to be the rice which I pan fried. Okay, we need to put this into the plug. We've got to get this system sorted out. I hope you can see what I'm doing, but we will get the system sorted out. Right, this is the best thing that was ever invented for doing hard things like this. This is the coffee grinder. I absolutely love it. What I want to do is very carefully, I know that I've got this to you and you can't see what I'm doing, but I just wanted to put that rice into there. Sorry, my back was to you. And watch this. The best way to grind it. This needs to be really, really ground finely, because of course we're not going to be cooking it. Look at that, it needs to be powdery like that. If you wanted to, you could have it a little bit thicker than that, but oh, I can't see the point. Right, take the lid off that, and how quick's this? It's ready to serve. Right, here's my big platter, and I'm just going to scoop that out of there. Get rid of those kaffir limes, because they are not very pleasant. And that spoon's far, far too small. We need a bigger one. Get into there and get that larb out of there. If you wanted to, you could make that a little bit wetter just by putting a little bit of water or some rice wine, but actually I like this to be quite dry, because when you see what we're going to serve them into, you will understand. And the other thing that really annoys me when I'm watching chefs cooking is they don't get in there and get all the last bits out. What a waste. There's people in the world going hungry, for goodness sake. And I must just tell you, my crew are just like watering at the mouth wanting to eat some of this. Okay, from there, the next thing to do is put that onto there, and some fresh coriander goes onto the top of that. And getting your fork, you can just like fork that through like so. If you want more coriander, you can do that. And then using the rice powder that we ground, just put that on the top, and that will actually help to dry out any of that excess moisture that might be in there. Give that another little stir up like so, and then to eat. Oh, you are just gonna so love this. And this is really great boys' food, or you know, even outside in the summer, you just put your food into there like that, and then you just roll that like that. It's good. It's hot. Don't eat when you're on television. Right, that's it. I hope you enjoy that, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.